Hello Internet, welcome back to another collection related video. This isn't actually going to be videos of DVDs, I'm going to finish them off later, but in the meantime I figured I should show you a collection that I haven't shown you before, which is my cinema ticket collection. So I've got a whole box full of these bloody cinema tickets and I'm going to show it all to you in hopefully not too excruciating detail because I've got a lot. This is going to be a very long video, my throat is going to get very sore, I apologise in advance. This is they're gonna be quite choppy in terms of dates because I don't actually consistently keep cinema tickets. I used to, but I don't anymore. But yeah, I still have quite a few of them, and I'm gonna show them all to you right now. So let's get things rolling. So open up the lid. The first one I have here is Kubo and Two Strings, with the 2D version, which is the most recent film I saw. This is an amazing, amazing film. It's done by Leica Animations, who also did Coraline and ParaNorman, and it's their best film yet. Go and see it. Dipping quite sharply in quality. We now have Ratchet Clank, which I saw on the 1st of May. I haven't played the game, so that might be part of it, but this is not a good movie at all. It's, like, not funny, quite dull in places. The animation's really good, but aside from that, don't go and see it. Next we have Jurassic Park, a family showing at the BFI South Bank. I hadn't seen this film before this showing, and it was amazing on the big screen. Admittedly, the sound was very, very excessively loud, but this was still one hell of a time. Next one is Julieta, or Julieta if you're uncultured, which was on 31st of August. This is a very good film. It's by Pedro Almodovar. If you haven't heard of him, if you've heard of movies All About My Mother, Talk to Her, Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, or Para mis espectadores en español, Todo sobre mi madre, Mujeres al borde de un ataque de nervios, or Hable con ella. Well, just go and watch them. Next one is The Nice Guys, the newest Shane Black film, 3rd of June. This is very good. I think it's, aside from Iron Man 3, it's the only Shane Black film I've seen, and it's a lot better than Iron Man 3. Less plot holes, a lot funnier, which is what you'd want to expect from a Shane Black movie. Yeah. Next one is Everybody Wants 15, or Everybody Wants Some, which was, it doesn't really have much of a plot, which is kind of similar to the movie to which it's a spiritual successor, not Everybody Wants, Dazed and Confused. Yeah, it's decent. If you're looking for a good way to kill a couple hours, you could do a lot worse than Everybody Wants Some. However, if you want to kill a couple of hours, you could do a lot better than Alice Through the Looking Glass. This is terrible. Do not watch it. This is Purge Election Year, which I saw recently. It's insane. Worth it for a bit when the annoying bitch, Candy Bitch, gets shot in the face. I may have just spoiled one of the best bits of the movie, but whatever. Go and see it. Next one is ParaNorman in 3D. This was actually the second time I saw this movie. It is that good. It's incredible. It's really, really... It should have won the Oscar for Best Animation. Brave should have got it. Eddie the Eagle, which was the last film I ever saw in the downstairs screens at Cineworld Hammersmith, recently closed. It was cheesy and a bit cliche, but if you want some feel-good fun, you could do a lot worse. Now we have The Huntsman, or The Huntsman, The Winter's War, in 3D. This was the last day Cineworld Hammersmith was open, the last film I saw there, and I could have done a lot better. It was not good at all. Yeah. Here's an interesting one next. This is Gremlins 2, the new batch at the Prince Charles Cinema. This is Zach Galligan's signature, the guy who plays Billy Peltzer in both Gremlins and Gremlins 2, the new batch. He's a very nice chap. I have a photo with him. He also, obviously an autograph ticket. He was at both screenings. There was a series of screenings of Gremlins in 17mm at the Prince Charles. But then on one day they also did a couple of screenings of Gremlins 2, and it was very fun. Watch both of them, they're both very good films. Next one is a weather report, or Hail. This is supposed to be Hail Caesar on the 4th of March. This is, if you're a fan of the Coen Brothers, you will like this. It is very funny. And it's also very heavily communist, so if you're wanting to see some into productions, Lords of the Bourgeoisie, you might well like this. Next one is Solaris, the Steven Soderbergh remake with George Clooney and Natasha McElhone. This is the first film I ever saw with my BFI membership, and it's decent. I haven't seen the original Solaris, so I can't compare it with that, but it is alright. Next one is Sing Street, which is honestly my favourite film of this year so far. It is fucking amazing. I played the soundtrack to it in one of my VHS collection videos. Soundtrack's amazing, performances are amazing, overall it's just amazing, go and see it. Next one is Annie Hall, the Woody Allen film, which is bizarre, but in some places, but otherwise it is very, very funny. I know Woody Allen allegedly, I don't know, fucked his stepdaughter or something, but before that happened, he did Annie Hall, and it's very good. Next one is Mean Girls, which was a special bitch-along showing, which was essentially a glorified quote-along. It was very, very fun. I really like Mean Girls, but it was a lot better on the big screen with people who have seen the movie, yelling quotes at it, having a good time. Yeah. Next one is This Is Spinal Tap, or just Spinal Tap, which was the first time I'd seen this. It was in 35mm with a free... It was advertised as beer and pizza, but I'm not 18, so I got a replacement soft drink and pizza. I don't think I've ever laughed more in the cinema than I did at This Is Spinal Tap. It is so funny. Just watch it. Next one is Aliens, which was the premiere 17mm engagement at the Picture House Central Cinema in central London. It's a fantastic film, very, very tense. It's very quotable as well. You ever hear the line, "Get away from her, you bitch"? That's where it comes from. Just watch this. Next one is Russell Howard introduces the Royal Ten, or Royal Tenenbaums, which was one of Wes Anderson's first films. It's very, very good, really weird, but that's to be expected with most of Wes Anderson's movies. Russell Howard seemed like a lovely chap. Just go and watch this. Next one is O, which is an adaptation of Shakespeare's Othello, moved to the modern day, set in a high school. It was actually from 1999, but due to the Columbine High School massacre and the climax of the movie, which involves shooting someone at a school or something, it was delayed until like 2001. It's insane, but it's really good if you like Shakespeare adaptations. It's going to take me a miracle to figure out what this one is. Oh, hang on, now I see it. This is the Three Stooges, the recent movie. Not recent, it was in 2012, but it was passable, I guess. It wasn't, like, fantastic or anything. There were some good jokes about the Kardashians and Jersey Shore, which I really like, because I fucking hated both of them at the time. But, aside from that, it's not really noteworthy or mentionable. Next one... Jesus, what the hell is this? Oh, Looper! This was one of the first movies I ever saw, but it was a 15-stick figure in the cinema. I shouldn't say this, I used a fake ID to get in. This was a year before I turned 15, and now I'm nearly 18. It's kind of scary. But yeah, this was very good sci-fi. Rian Johnson, I believe, is directing the next Star Wars movie, Star Wars Episode 8, which should be very interesting to watch. Next one is The Dark Knight Rises, the ultimate film in Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy. I didn't think this was as good as The Dark Knight, but it was better than Batman Begins. Didn't think it was as good as The Dark Knight, but the ending makes no fucking sense. Like, he should have fucking died, come on. But yeah, aside from that, it's a very good film. Definitely watch it. Next one is Nitro Circus, the movie, which is basically a PG-13 version of Jackass with cars instead of bodily fluids. It's not very good. The 3D was shit, and it wasn't actually very popular either, because I was the only person in the screen when I saw this. Like, they prodded me, like, "Oi, would you like to transfer to another showing? You're the only one here." But I'm like, no, fuck off. I want to see the movie I came to see at the showing I came to see. So yeah. Next one is Brave, which was a very good film. Not Pixar's greatest film. I would probably give that honour to one of the Toy Stories. But this is still passable. I don't think it should have won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. I thought it was easily the weakest of all the nominees. But for what it was good. It was good fun. Next one is the Bourne Legacy, which, oh god, what do I say about this? It was lame. Like, despite being marketed as a heavily action movie, nothing action-related actually happens until the last 15 minutes, and by that point, you're too bored to care. So, I wouldn't recommend. Another one I wouldn't recommend is Total Recall, the remake with Colin Farrell and Kate Beckinsale. Kate Beckinsale is still cute, but oh god, the movie is subpar. Watch the original, which I have done on the big screen. You will have a much better time. Next one is the first time I saw Paranorman 3D in the States, which I loved. As you can tell by the fact I saw it again, I don't really say much else about it. This one is The Campaign, which I'm not really sure what I thought of it, because, well, I was 13 and immature as fuck, so I laughed a lot, but I haven't seen it since then, so I probably wouldn't laugh as much, because I'd like to think I'm a bit more mature, but I'm probably not. Next one is The Sweeney, which it isn't very good. Next one is a double bill of Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises, but I only saw Batman Begins because that was the only one my parents would let me see. Batman Begins is a very good film. It's a lot better than stuff like Batman and Robin. It serves as a decent, very possible introduction to the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, which eventually got better with the other two. Next one, oh boy, this is Ted. This was the first 15 I ever saw in the cinema. I basically blagged my way into it. I did not have ID, but I was like, I'm 15, I forgot my ID. And then they were about to go get the manager to determine whether I was 15, but then they're like, no, I believe he's 15. So, yeah, that was lucky. Next one is Chariots of Fire, which was a re-release in honor of the Olympics. It's a very good film, quite slow-paced. The bit you probably know it for happens at the beginning, so there's not really a lot noteworthy, but it's very good. Honestly, I would have given the Oscar that year to Raiders of the Lost Ark. This won Best Picture at the 1981 Oscars. Speaking of Raiders of the Lost Ark, I have my ticket right here for the IMAX showing of it, which is quite faded, but it's an amazing film. You probably know that if you've seen it, but it was also very nice to see it on a big screen. This was the BFI IMAX, which I think is the largest IMAX screen in the country. Next one is Air Races 3D, which was it's in the IMAX at the Air and Space Museum. It was like 20 minutes long, but it's decent. Give it a watch if you're around, if it's still showing. I don't even know if it's still showing. We have The Artist here. This was the second time I'd seen it. Best Picture winner of 2012, and deservedly so. It's amazing. Definitely watch it if you get the chance. Next one is Anna Karenina, which is, oh god, what's his name who directed it? Joe Wright. It was weird because I wasn't sure like how they'd done it. Like, was it supposed to be a stage production or just look like it? Anyways, it was weird, but it was passable. Next one is Untouchable, or for my American viewers, this is called The Untouchables. For my French, it's Untouchable, which is fantastic. It's really, really funny. Really, really feel good. Fuck Eddie the Eagle. If you want to feel good, just go and see this. It's amazing. Next one is Premium Rush, the Joseph Gordon-Levitt biker thriller, which was, I feel this is really, really underrated. It didn't do well at the box office, but it deserves to. It's very good, very tense, very exciting, and just watch it. Next one, oh god, what's this? Diary of a Wimpy Kid 3, The Dog Days. It was alright. This is Now Is Good, the cancer drama with Dakota Fanning and what was his face, who I think was in Warhorse. It's cheesy as fuck, but it's decent. It gets you a little emotional, I suppose. This is Happy Feet 2, which I saw at a Kids AM screening. It was alright. I don't think it was as good as the first Happy Feet. Worth it for a bit, where a Krill played by, I think, Brad Pitt starts singing Rick Astley.